Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something we do all the time. Something so common we barely even think about it. And yet, it might just be one of the most powerful things we can do. I'm talking about the simple act of naming things. You know, it's that age-old question, right? What's in a name? Shakespeare asked it centuries ago, and honestly, it's the perfect place for us to start. Is a name just a label, or is there something deeper going on? To find out, we kind of have to look at the secret history of words themselves. And that leads us right to this field, etymology. It's basically the history of a word, where it came from, and how it's changed over time. Think of it like you're a detective for language, you know? You're digging through the past to find a word's secret origin story, and trust me, it's a wild ride. Okay, so first things first, let's just get this out of the way. A name is so much more than just a label. It's this deep, fundamental human thing we do, and it shapes our reality in ways we don't even realize. And this right here is the heart of what we're getting into today. Naming isn't just about sticking a tag on something so you know what it is. It's one of the most powerful tools we have to make sense of the world around us, and maybe even more importantly, to make sense of ourselves.
All right, so let's start with the most obvious, the most practical reason we name things. We're just trying to put the world in some kind of order.
This is layer number one, the foundation, creating order out of chaos. I mean, seriously, think about the classic internet debate. What is a sandwich? That entire argument couldn't even happen if we didn't have the name sandwich to begin with. By naming things, we categorize them, we count them. It basically gives us all a shared map to navigate this big, complex world together. Okay, but we're human, right? We don't just stop there with the practical stuff. We very quickly move from naming things for function to naming things because we care about them. And you can see this split so clearly right here. On one side, it's all about function. You label a file taxes 2025. Why? So you can find it. Simple. But on the other side, that's where the magic happens. Giving your dog a special name, calling someone you love by a nickname. That's not about function at all. That is pure emotion. It's about showing what something or someone means to you. And that's the second layer, showing what's important. It's an act of love, really. When you give a personal name to your pet, or even your car, you're basically drawing a little circle around it and telling the world, hey, this one matters to me. It's a signal to everyone, including yourself, about what you value. And this isn't just a personal thing. We do this as a whole society. We name legendary figures, right? We carve their names into history books. And we don't just do it to keep a record. We do it so their names become symbols, shorthand for bravery or genius, or even a warning. They become these stories that inspire generations to come. Okay, so we've talked about naming the world outside of us and naming the people and things we value. But now, let's go deeper. Let's talk about the third layer, the names that nobody else ever hears, the ones that live inside our own minds. Seriously, just think about that for a second. What about all the names you have for things that are just for you? The silent names you give to certain feelings, to specific memories? This is how we create what some people call a core memory. It happens in basically 3 steps. First, you have an experience. Something happens that gives you a really strong emotional reaction. Then your brain does this amazing thing, this internal naming. It doesn't have to be a word, but it flags that memory. It sets it aside as important. And finally, that named memory becomes a part of your identity. It actually helps shape who you are. And these silent internal names, they are incredibly powerful. They become the building blocks of our identity. They're the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves. And those stories, they drive who we are and who we're going to become. So where does this all leave us? Let's try to tie all this together. From putting our world in order to literally building our own souls. What is the point of all this naming? You know, there's this quote that I think just nails it perfectly. It goes, "The stories beneath our words are like lanterns. We don't notice the light until we walk into the dark." I'm going to say that again because it's so good. The stories beneath our words are like lanterns. We don't notice the light until we walk into the dark. The names we use, the words we choose, they're packed with all this hidden light, this meaning. And we usually don't even see it until we really need to. So in the end, it all boils down to this one simple, powerful idea. Naming isn't just about defining the world out there. It's about defining ourselves in here. And that brings me to my last question for you. I'm going to turn this one back to you. After everything we've talked about, from the names you call the people you love to those quiet, internal names you have for your most important memories, I want you to think about it. What is the most powerful name in your life?